all. Happy New Year. I don't know if this is my first one this year or not. I don't think so. I think I did one previously this year. Today's, I don't know, 12th or something. So today's the 12th. So we're getting into January already. So did y'all do any New Year's resolutions? In case you haven't figured it out, it's Mask Monday. My hair's getting all masky. I haven't done a Mask Monday in a long time, so I thought I'd do one. Let's see, I have Cilium. It's a brand. Cillavi. I don't know. It's ahi berry. I can't read what that says. Antioxidant and renew. Antioxidant and anti-aging properties and ahi berry. At least I think that's how I was told you to pronounce it. Keep skin revitalized and renewed. A superfruit with vitamin C. Keep skin looking young and fresh. That's the brand right there, whatever that word is. And underneath that I have some of these golden eye masks, like right here. I don't know if you can see them or not. They're underneath this one. I get such bags under my eyes, and they've always had skin discoloration. Let's see, increased skin firmness and elasticity, deeply hydrating eye serum. Eye skin, okay. Effectively eliminates edema eye bag. Well, that would be nice because I definitely have eye bags, and I've always had dark circles under my eyes. It isn't my age. I've had them all my life. So I don't know what to do with 2026. My watch hours have decreased by about 75%. I'm not doing consistent videos, which is part of the problem, but I was initially, my very first videos, if you go back and look at the beginning, it was just like Stitch Fix unboxing videos, and then I went to unboxing other things, but then when I moved back home, I couldn't afford to get all these different boxes I was getting. I used to get, what else did I get? I got Stitch Fix, I got, I don't know, a couple other similar to Stitch Fix clothing ones, and then I got a couple different makeup ones, and just all these different. One time, for a while, I got a mask one, where you got a couple, 5 masks a month or something. So anyway, I stopped doing all those and just been kind of struggling ever since then to find my niche. I did makeup ones for a while, but I don't really wear that much makeup, and I'm not very good at it, so I'm not a good makeup channel. I mainly do This Is My Life channels, or life videos. I thought I might on Mask Mondays, maybe not every Monday, but maybe once or twice a month, start a series on, I've been told I should write a book, literally, and I'm thinking about it, about all the things God's done in my life. I grew up unchurched, and a lot of people think, those unchurched and those that are Christian, they think God doesn't take a personal hand in their life. Jesus isn't really interested in what goes on in their life. And I have so many stories of ways God's touched my life that I've been told it'd make a good book. So I'm thinking about doing a series where I tell maybe a story a month, or a story every couple weeks of different things that's shows God does pay attention. He is in your life. He does care for you. When I was a kid, we never went to church, except I used to call them Keisters, Christmas, Easter people, that's it. But we went to church on Christmas and Easter sometimes. And then in the summer, we'd go to vacation Bible school just because my parents both worked and it was free babysitting. That in itself was unusual because I was a kid back in the 50s and early 60s. And most women, you didn't have both people working in the house at that time. Usually the moms were stay-at-home moms. My dad worked for Montgomery Wards, and so did my mom. And if you ever worked in retail, you don't really get that much money. And I know it's hard to believe, but I used to be horrendously shy because we moved every couple years. To get anywhere in retail, a lot of times you have to move to get, a promotion or whatever. So we moved a lot. So I was always the new kid. I just finally, after the second year, you finally get settled in and get to start having friends, and then we'd pick up and move again. So I'd start all over, be the new kid again. So I used to be so shy, I know. With the blabbermouth I am now, hard to believe I used to be shy. You know what got me out of being shy? Having kids. And both my kids are super high IQ, genius type kids. And I'd have to fight for their back then they had special ed type classes for kids with learning disabilities or whatever. But they didn't have anything for the smart kids. There's no enrichment type programs for the smart kids. I finally found, with my older son, my other son was a little too young, I found this group of parents, and I forget, it was like Gifted and Talented Parents or something like that was the name of the group. And what they did was after school, they'd do their own enrichment, like different stuff they were good at, like one of them was a marine research scientist, so the kids got to go on this marine research vessel, and one was a firefighter, so the kids got to go to a fire station and learn about fire safety and all that. So just different things to kind of enrich that. One was an artist, so the kids got to make pottery. Just different stuff like that would enrich their curious little minds. And I had to work because I was a single parent, so I didn't really have much to offer other than happy to have the stuff that was provided. So anyway, I didn't get saved till I was 48 after we moved here to Texas, so I have a long period of time when I didn't really know God, I knew there was some kind of supreme being up there, but I didn't really think they paid much attention to my life and really cared dilly squat about me. So I have stories during that period of time. And then, of course, after I got saved, I have stories about, that period of time. But, it took me getting a one-on-one relationship with Jesus to go back and be able to see that he was paying attention. He was there in my life, even when I wasn't paying any attention to him. I have one story that, it's a miracle I lived. What is the name of that stuff? Ricin. You know what ricin is? It's a powder or liquid or gas. It can be a gas that's highly poisonous. Well, it's made from castor beans. And when I was a little kid, I knew better than to pick something up somewhere off bushes or whatever and just eat it. I knew not to do that. But this other little girl, she brought out this bowl with these beans in it, and she's like, these are like a snack. So I ate some and she ate some. It turned out they were castor beans that she had picked, and I didn't know. I thought they came out of her house, I didn't know they'd come off a tree or bush or wherever the heck she got them from. And so I don't know how our parents found out. I don't remember that, whether we'd passed out or what the deal was, but I know we were rushed to the hospital and had our stomachs pumped. That was a fun adventure. And, survived with no lasting effects. So that's a miracle in itself, because ricin's highly deadly. I don't know how we were able to eat those and not die. Maybe they have to be treated some way to turn them into as deadly as they are. Hey, Betty. I'm babysitting my grand doggy Bella. My kids are on a cruise. Well, my son and daughter-in-law and my grandson, before he goes back to college, they're all on a cruise. I am having a heck of a time. If any of you in the purchasing field, or do you know somebody that is, because he needs to interview, and I used to be in purchasing, but all the people I know either aren't in this country anymore, they've retired, they've changed jobs, whatever. I don't know any purchasing people anymore. I'm having a heck of a time. I'm trying to find him somebody, because for an assignment he has to do like a phone interview with somebody in purchasing, and like just some 10-minute little phone interview, and so far I've had no luck. People are like, I'm too busy, I just got back from the holidays, and I'm busy playing catch up, or I don't do that anymore, or one guy's in Germany now, just different stuff like that. I'm just having a heck of a time, and I thought it'd be pretty easy because I was in purchasing for like 30 years, but all the people I used to know are not doing purchasing anymore. I have one guy I haven't heard back from. I'm still hoping to hear back from him, but he's kind of my last hope, and I didn't work with him very long. I worked as a temp worker for about a year with him, so I don't know if he'll even remember me. He was a nice guy, though, so he might be willing to do it if I found him through LinkedIn, so I messaged him through LinkedIn. So it depends on whether he ever goes to LinkedIn or not. Some people, I never check my LinkedIn other than I was trying to do this for my grandson. So having a heck of a time with that. Well, this is getting itchy. I don't know why. Sometimes I get, one of these fell off. I don't know, well, here it is. Fell on my blankie. It's cold in here. I've got a blankie on my lap. See how? Yeah, it's a little better. Not as it helped with the puffy a little bit, but it's still got big old dark circles. Yeah, I have to wear makeup when I go out in public. It covers the dark circles and the age spots. So I at least wear a foundation and a concealer, even if I don't wear anything else, maybe just some lipstick. I don't do much with my eyes because I'm always doing this. And, that rubs everything off. So I've got one eye perfectly plain and the other eye perfectly made up. That doesn't work too well. I don't know where Bella is, my other doggie I'm watching, my grand doggie. She's not in the house. She must be outside. I just got an email. The pest control people are coming tomorrow, so I'll have to lock the doggies inside for hours because they used to come right at 8 o'clock before I'd even leave the house, but now I leave the house at 8 o'clock. But lately, the last couple times, they came like at 3 o'clock, and I never knew when they were going to come because I've been gone all day, And so I had to leave the dog locked up the whole darn day. And if they tell me when they're coming, then I could, only lock him up part of the day because they spray around the outside of the house. Well, I got them. They come for two different things. I had years ago. I have a a pop out like window seat kind of thing, bay window, I guess they call them. And this is probably 15 years ago at least. The first tenant I had, she's washing that window and she pushes on it and the whole thing almost falls out. And it turned out that whole thing was termited. So once you have termites, I had to tear it out and rebuild it and everything. And once you have termites, you have to keep doing the bait and all that, or you'll never sell your house. So I've got these things embedded in the ground. They're these little cup things that they put termite bait in all the way around the house. So once every 2 months, I think, they come out and do that. And then once every 2 months, it's kind of the opposite month, so it's somebody every month coming out. I have them come and spray for just various critters. Because when I first moved here, the lady that was living here before me, she had a lot of dogs, and that may have been part of it, but there was a lot of roaches and stuff, so I had to have them come out and do quite a bit of spray. And I had them do it while she was here, but I guess it didn't help much because when she moved out, they were still here. I don't think she was dirty or anything. I think it was just all the dogs, and it was just lots of, like, it was hard to walk. There was dog cages and fences to keep the dogs in certain areas and pee pads, all kinds of stuff all over, and it was just probably hard to keep clean because there was so much clutter. So anyway, do you all like my idea of telling my God stories? Would you be interested in watching that? Do you have any other ideas? Anything else you'd like to see? It's the only thing I really have consistently now is I get the Walmart beauty boxes every 3 months, and I started getting an Ipsy again, at least for a couple months. So I'm going to try Ipsy, but it's okay. But if I'm going to get that, I'd rather spend a little bit more money and get the ice cream box. I think the ice cream box, one of the best makeup boxes there is. So I don't know what y'all would you be interested in. I don't really go anywhere or do anything much that I could take you with me. I did take you to that museum I went to. Did anybody watch that? Go back and watch it. I went to a creation museum. But I go to 2 different Bible studies. I'm going to start going back to Weight Watchers so I can keep you up on that on my weight loss journey. I'm supposed to be fasting this week, but I don't know. I get sick in the morning if I take my morning meds on an empty stomach, so I might just fast of lunch or something, or just pick one day to fast. I used to fast the whole week long and just eat maybe one meal a day or just clear liquids the whole week, but I don't know. As I get older and take more medicine, it's getting harder to fast. We just had, at church, we had what we call it's like revival, but if you put the letters R-E in front of any word, it changes it. It's like renew, rejoice, rebuild, revitalize. There's lots of things so we had Friday and Saturday, you could go in the church anytime, and they had this guided thing where you went in the sanctuary and they had stuff on the screen and you just prayed about it and talked to God about it and had a notebook and answered the prompts that it was giving you, different ones on each day. And then at 6 o'clock they had like a little mini service. And then Sunday we had a really good service. They had lots of praise and worship type music. And then at the end, pastor got up and he did just a little short sermon, and then he had 5 different categories. He's like, everybody was sitting down at the time, and he's like, okay, if you need prayer for this category, stand up, and then people would stand up, and then people around them would stand up and lay hands on them. Like one of them was health, which that's the way I always stand up for. And there was mental issues, finances, just different categories that, people prayed for other people for. And they had like a bunch of words on the screen, like rejoice, rebuild, renew, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, pick one of these words and then pick a couple people around you and tell them what your word is and ask them to pray for you. So that whole thing was really moving and uplifting and convicting and a little bit of everything. And then there's a new song that our worship team writes a lot of their own music, and there was a new song they did, and it had a lot of upbeatness to it. So maybe I'll put a clip at the end. The teenagers were like jinga 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 down, bouncing up and down to the song. Anyway, I've rambled on for 20 minutes. I'm sure you're sick of talking to me. So let me know if you like my idea for Mass Monday God Stories. And if you have anything you're interested in having me do or see, hello, baby. Here, let me show you here. That came to see me. Hey, baby, this is Bella. She just came over for some patting. She came in from outside and wanted some loving. And Haku knows I'm patting her, so he's going to come over here because he's jealous. He wants patting too, don't you, huh? Yeah. Alrighty, well, love y'all. See you next Monday, if not before.